Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to do a bit of a ramble video. I don't do these a lot, but I just wanted to talk a bit about what's going on with my YouTube channel, what's going on with my life, and well, I didn't really have a video idea for today, so here we go, we're doing a ramble. Now I'm kind of joking, I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. Now first up is something I'm a little embarrassed to admit. But I recently just got my very first level 99 in RuneScape. It's insane. I've been playing this game for 15 years and I just never did it. I got really close in RS2 with fishing of all skills. I had 97 fishing. I mean, for a long time I had 96 range on this account, but I've just created so many accounts throughout the years that I just never ended up getting it. But we finally did it and we got 99 strength, which I am so happy about. I think I kind of just felt it was impossible, but now that I have done it, it's not that bad. I mean, I did do strength, which is arguably the easiest and most common 99 of all of them, but I don't know, I think I'm gonna go for max combat, and after that I may work down some other skills and eventually try to max my account. So that kind of leads me into my next point here, and that is about account progression videos. I'm gonna be honest, I have been somewhat struggling to find an account that I have enjoyed playing recently. Now beyond my flipping account, which I really have been enjoying, and actually we're almost halfway done, which is, it's good to see because I feel like all these lofty goals are set all the time and I never end up making it, but I think I'm finally going to finish one of my first series ever with the flipping 1GP2 twisted bow. And I'm really excited to have all of that disposable cash after, assuming I don't fail it at the last minute, which is still possible. So yeah, I've been kind of struggling to find an account I've been enjoying playing. My main I've been playing on the side, but mainly just AFK and trying to get the combat stats up. So that leaves two accounts that are technically still going. The Slayer only Ironman, which I've been playing a bit recently, and my guild only account. Now both of these accounts have been enjoyable for me in the past, but they have a few flaws with them that I didn't initially plan for or realize when I made the account. Now, the biggest flaw with the guild-only account is, for one, I didn't make it an Ironman, which is a really dumb decision in hindsight. Just because I had the beaver pet on it was not worth keeping it a regular account. I should have just recreated it, but I don't know. It was a bad decision. And just the general area, it doesn't really leave much room for variety or different training methods. It would just be a big grind and then to a next big grind and not a lot of variety in between. And next up, that brings me to my Slayer only Ironman account. The biggest issue with it by far is the lack of choices that it allows me, as the account is built around taking random Slayer tasks and not killing monsters off task. It kind of makes it so I just have to go with the flow, and for any specific goal I just have to hope that I get the correct task enough time, as there's no way to kill monsters regularly. Now in the beginning this wasn't such an issue as there were unlocks everywhere and most of the tasks were useful to me, but now it's like only 1 out of every 20 tasks is something that I actually want or is useful for account progression. Now I'm not sure how much of an issue that is for viewers, but for myself it becomes a bit boring as there's not really any choice in the matter. I'm just going along, getting a new task, killing it, hoping I get the thing I want, and there's no specific way to grind out a monster. There's no strategy to go ahead and get a different gear item, go do a certain quest. It really takes a lot of the fun parts of the game, which is something I didn't initially think about when I made the account. Now with that said, for both of these accounts, I really don't want to abandon another series, as I've done it in the past and I know it's a bit of a letdown for people, but if it gets to the point where I'm not enjoying them anymore, I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not entirely sure if I want to play my main account, if I want to make a new Ironman account. Maybe restricted game modes just aren't for me, that is possible. But in the end, I want to play an account that I am enjoying, as well as you guys are enjoying. So in the end, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do on this. If you have any ideas, I would appreciate it if you left a comment down below. I do have another account idea that I'm really excited about, but that's kind of how I felt about these other accounts too when I created them. So I don't really want to have another situation where I have another progress video and then abandon it later because of, I don't know, not enough thought going into it. Well, I might as well tell you guys the idea while I'm at it. This account would actually be an Ultimate Ironman account, and the premise of the account would be upgrading items 1 by 1. So from the OSRS Best in Slot website, I have grabbed pretty much all of the gear possible in the game, and I would sort them in order of relative strength, from the weakest being like a bronze dagger up to the strongest being like the rapier. And the idea would be for every equipment slot I would just upgrade them one at a time. So I'd go from I don't know, the silver sickle to a bronze dagger to an iron sword, and I'd have to acquire them each individually. The only catch would be I'm not allowed to smith any items and I'm not allowed to buy them from shops. Everything else is fair game and that would be it. If I did happen to get a higher level weapon by accident, I could pick it up, but I wouldn't be able to use it until I have progressed through all of the lower level items up to that tier, and it'd be kind of a decision whether I want to hold on to it, as it would be an ultimate Ironman. There would be no restrictions on skilling or questing, just the 2 restrictions. I like it because it's simple and it would allow me a lot of freedom in how I play the game, and it would be a brand new experience on an ultimate Ironman. But again, I was excited about these other ideas too when I made them, so let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, next up here, a lot of people are wondering about the new sponsors that I've been taking. Obviously, people complain about it, it's kind of natural. Now, the reason that I am taking sponsorships, and really a lot of YouTubers are, is the amount of money that you get from one sponsorship could probably equal the ad revenue from 10 to 15 videos. As it makes so much sense from, well, my perspective to do it. Obviously, it's for money. YouTube's ad rates are inconsistent at best. It feels really good to have something in your control for once. It's kind of like going into a 9-to-5 job, going into the office, you work a full 8-hour shift. However, before you leave, you have to spin a giant wheel on the wall, and that will determine your hourly rate. It's infuriating sometimes, so having something in your control, like hashing out a sponsorship deal, it feels pretty good and it just makes a lot of sense financially. Now for this month of September, I've done 2 so far, and I'm probably going to do another one for Dashlane. But in general, I don't think they will be that frequent as I'm not that proactive about finding them. They just approached me, which made it really easy. Now, one mistake on my part that I'll fix in the future is on the sponsored videos, I actually also added in ads for YouTube. I kind of did that automatically without thinking too much, but I think in hindsight, it would be a lot more fair to you guys to just do one ad, which would be the sponsored spot, and not put in 2 other mid-roll ads as well. I think that's kind of excessive, and I do apologize for that. Didn't think about it. However, in the future, I will not do that. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about here is something I'm pretty excited about. I got a brand new microphone. Thanks to GE Tracker for hooking me up with that one. It's called the Electro Voice RE20. Now, coincidentally, I kind of got sick when I bought the microphone, so the audio quality is a lot better, but I sound like shit, so it's kind of hard to tell currently. I'm still getting used to it, so I think after a couple months, it's really going to sound top notch. It is one of the most iconic podcasting and radio mics of all time, but no matter how good the microphone is, it'll still sound like crap if you don't know how to use it, so we're still learning, and hopefully after a few months we'll get the settings down and it will sound up to scratch. So I've been doing full-time YouTube for around 2 months now, and a few things I've noted. I'm not actually that much more productive with more time. It's weird. And when I was working at Costco, I had very limited free time to work on my YouTube channel, but that free time was very focused and I didn't waste too much time. I didn't get distracted as much, but now with, well, free time all day, I have like 10 hours or something a day to work on my YouTube channel. I find myself distracted very often. Now I'm kind of working on that right now. I've uninstalled every game from my computer, well, except for RuneScape, obviously. So that is something I'm really trying to work on, and if we ever manage to stay focused for 8 hours a day, ooh, you guys would get some pretty insane content. But yeah, overall, I've really enjoyed being a full-time YouTuber. It's not as lonely as I thought it would be. I had a lot of concerns going into it about, I don't know, getting out of the house enough, getting enough exercise, still being social and interacting with people, but I mean, so far it's actually been a lot better than I thought. Working from home full-time does have a lot of challenges with it, but I mean, there are a lot of benefits which in my opinion outweigh them. One of the biggest pros to being a YouTuber or just anyone who works from home is the flexibility. I can do anything at any point, go visit somebody. If anyone asks if they need anything from me, I'm always free to an extent. The biggest negative that I've found so far is that I'm never not working. Even on my days off, I'm kind of trying to think of new video ideas, checking on my flips, AFK Nightmare Zone. It just never ends, and that is something that I would really like to work on as well, just totally cutting it off for a couple days. It's really hard. It just feels like there's an infinite amount of work that I'm always getting behind on, and even working on my days off, it doesn't ever seem to really help much. That being said, the overall experience so far has been really positive and I'm really liking it. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys have been enlightened towards my future plans. as well as just what's going on with my YouTube channel. Anyway guys, thanks for watching today's video and all of them. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking along now for around 3.5 years. That is crazy. And I will see you in the next video.